Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, January the 9th, 2021. It is currently 10:16 a.m. Central Time. I hope you're having a great day because my day is not going very well. My day is off to a very bad start. I'm very frustrated, and I'm even more frustrated that I feel like I need to turn on the microphone to even explain to you what's going on. But I do want the listeners to know exactly what is happening because it's pretty crazy. It really is crazy. You see, it is Saturday, and tomorrow here in West Texas, we're supposed to have, well, we're right now under a winter storm watch. It could turn into a winter storm warning. We're going to get some rain, ice, snow. So there's a good chance I'm not going to be able to come back here to the church tomorrow. And so I knew that, and I was like, okay, what I need to do is wake up, get to the church, and just spend, pretty much all day there, turning on the microphone, doing live broadcast after live broadcast after live broadcast after live broadcast. So one, that the members of Victory Baptist Church, when they wake up tomorrow, they'll have plenty of things to choose from, lots of spiritual food, and I feel like that I've done, the job I'm supposed to do as a pastor. I'm supposed to help equip saints, provide them spiritual food, and I'm going to do everything in my power to give them an overabundance of things, because if the weather's really bad, then that may obviously stop me from being here at all Sunday and could delay me being here on Monday. So I'm like, that's what I need to do. So most of the night, I was thinking about what am I going to do on Saturday. And one of the things that really bothered me was, okay, yesterday I ended my live broadcasting with my history lesson on William Gurnall. And I wasn't very happy with that because there were a number of words I just completely messed up. And I even had to look up how to say them on the air. Kind of embarrassing. So I was thinking, do I go back there and redo that? I don't want to waste that time, but it's embarrassing. But I'm probably, what do I do? That's what I was, and I was worried about that. And so when I woke up, I thought, you know what? I'll check my email and I'll check a couple of things just to see, did I get a lot of negativity, a lot of people mocking, a lot of people making fun? How embarrassing was it? How bad did I mess it up? Is people going to remember the history I gave about William Gurnall? They're going to realize I mispronounced, I slaughtered the name of a town there in England. Is that what they're going to remember? What are they going to remember from that lesson? So that's what I was worried about. So I'm like, okay, emails. I checked my emails, no emails. I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and click on YouTube to see if anyone left some mean comments there, and because maybe I need to delete that episode and just try to do it again. So that was my focus. I get to YouTube, and guess what I receive? Or guess what I found? Guess what I had received? I had received, and what I found there this morning, one of the very first things I found was a warning from YouTube. And I was like, wait, what? What? I'm like, I know I really mispronounced the names, but I didn't think it was so bad that YouTube would send me a warning. I mean, they're like, hey, so I was thinking, what are they warning me about? Look, unless you get better at pronouncing names of places and people, you probably can no longer upload your content to YouTube. I was thinking, really, I messed up that bad? Okay, I know it was embarrassing, but I didn't think it would lead to a warning. No, okay, I didn't know what the warning was about. So I clicked on the warning. I'm like, wait a minute, warning? We have received a warning. Are you ready for this? We have received, can you even guess? We have received a warning for harassment and cyberbullying. And I'm like, who did I bully? Who did I harass? What could I have done wrong? And so I was just like, immediately just like, wait, what happened? Oh, and okay, so that was bad enough. I was trying to process the warning. Okay, wait, who did I harass? Who could think that I was trying to bully them? And so that was bothering me. But then I noticed, wait a minute, one of our episodes had been removed from YouTube by YouTube. They were like, nope, this episode right here, this is the one that contains the harassment. This is the one that contains the cyberbullying. And so we've removed the content. And I was like, wait, this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign. And I'm like, I've always been the one that tries to support, like, hey, you can put out whatever thing you want on the internet, and I want you to have that freedom. And I want the freedom to be able to respond and offer my critique. I hate censorship. I don't like calling for boycotts and banning and removal of stuff. I even defended Alex Jones, even though I'm against him. I don't like the fact that he was being removed from here, removed from this platform, and removed from this platform. Because once that starts, then everyone just starts calling for the removal of everything. So in other words, this is what happens. You create this kind of atmosphere that if you don't like something, your approach is have it removed and have it banned. Now, Christians have played that game for way too long, and now everyone wants to play that game. I heard your podcast episode. I don't like it. I want it banned. You offended me. I want it deleted. And I'm like, I've always stood against that. And now for, in a sense, it to be used against me is extremely frustrating. But yes, one of our episodes has now been deleted, has been currently temporarily banned, and we have received a warning for harassment and cyberbullying. Now, why is that significant? Well, if you receive enough warnings, you get removed permanently from YouTube. Now, I understand YouTube is not the most important thing for us, right? YouTube is just kind of there by default. Our episodes just automatically get uploaded there. So it's not like we're like, we can't lose YouTube. But to be honest with you, considering we're a small podcast, we really can't afford to lose anything if we want to reach people, right? I mean, we really can't. So I was just like, what happened? So here is some of the details. All right, let me just, this is just crazy. Here is the warning. All right. Okay. And I'm reading right from YouTube. Content removed. All right. And I'm like, what has happened? It says, your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. Because it's the first time your account isn't affected, you've only warned once, and this warning will remain on your channel. If this happens again, your channel will get a community guideline strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. So if it happens again, now we're going to get a kind of a temporary ban. And of course, if it continues, then we could get permanently removed. And I'm like, what did I do? And I'm just sitting there racking my brain. So then you go down and it has this warning on January the 9th, 2021. And it says, here is the content. The QAnon Deception Part 1, harassment and cyberbullying is the policy we violated. Now, look at the name, the QAnon Deception, the QAnon Deception Part 1. Does anyone remember that episode? The QAnon Deception Part 1. Does anyone remember that episode? You may or may not. Some of you emailed me and liked the episode, so I think some of you will remember. In that episode, do you remember what I did? I simply gave an analysis of an interview with an author who had written a new book on the QAnon conspiracy theory called The QAnon Deception. I placed that book in the Theology Central Book Club as a suggested book so people could easily find it and they could purchase a copy. So, and obviously in that episode, like I have done with all the episodes I've been doing about QAnon, I've been warning people about QAnon for years. And you know my position. I believe QAnon is a dangerous conspiracy theory. I believe it's a conspiracy theory that the church should have been paying attention to from day one. I warned everyone that it was going to infiltrate Christianity. It was going to begin to influence Christianity. You were going to start hearing QAnon from the pulpit, and that we needed to expose it. We needed to stand against it. We needed to condemn it, that it was dangerous. And I stand by everything I have said. And what is my proof that it's dangerous? Look at what happened in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol building. That proves how dangerous that theory was, because many of the people in there were very much, in fact, if you go look at their social media accounts of many of the people who we discovered who they are and their identity has been revealed, they're QAnon conspiracy theory supporters. Even the Air Force veteran who was shot and killed, it appears that she had posted things about QAnon. It is a dangerous conspiracy theory, all right? And we don't need any conspiracy theories infiltrating Christianity. And remember, my position has always been, look, I don't care if the world has their conspiracy theories. I don't want the conspiracy theory inside the church or influencing Christians. But that episode where I simply offer an analysis of an interview, and I mean, who did we harass? Who did we bully? What did we do? Here is my theory. Here's my working theory right now. Last night, I don't know if you were paying attention. Last night was crazy. So much was happening. Let me just go through some of the things that were occurring, because I kept posting the articles in the chat for my church members so that they could keep up with everything that was going on last night, because it was crazy. Let me go up here to some of the stories that I started posting to my church members, because this gives you an example of everything that was going on. It was crazy. Where do I even begin here? Okay, here we go. All right, I posted this at 5:30 yesterday evening. Twitter bans President Trump, citing risk of incitement. All right, so they permanently banned President Trump. President Trump was removed from Twitter, gone, banned, no more. All right. Well, that's a big story. So if you are a Trump supporter, and QAnon clearly supports Trump, I mean, whole basis of their conspiracy theory centers around President Trump. They're going to be ticked off. They're going to be upset. They're going to be mad. And they're going to be like, oh, you're going to ban our president? Well, we're going to go after anyone and everyone who speaks out against the QAnon conspiracy theory. You go after our president, we're going to come after you. And I think what happened is someone who supports the QAnon conspiracy theory was on YouTube. I'm guessing they just started looking for any QAnon content that was opposed to QAnon, and they started flagging it as being harassing, cyberbullying, or whatever community guideline they could come up with. And I think they're going to go after, I think they're just going to start looking for anything and everything. I think I'm thinking that this is probably how a lot of people in QAnon and a lot of Trump supporters are going to move forward, because Trump was banned from Twitter. And many Trump supporters who've been, posting things on Twitter and other social media accounts that have posted lots of crazy things, their content has been flagged. Some of them claim to have been banned. And I think they're just now going to go, I think everyone now is going to try to get each other banned. And all we're going to do is try to silence perspectives and silence voices, and that's a dangerous thing. So Trump was banned. And when that happened, you immediately started seeing all these Christians saying, that's it, we're going to go to Parler. We're going to move to Parler. Everyone go to Parler. Well, about the same time at 6:02 p.m., I posted a story that says Apple has threatened to ban Parler from the App Store. So, hey, Twitter, they got rid of our president, and now they're coming for us. Let's go to Parler. And then, Parler is about to get banned from the App Store and Apple. All right. Then it wasn't long after that. Let's see, what time was it? At 6:59 p.m., Parler was suspended from the Google Play Store, and they face imminent ban from the Apple App Store. So Parler was about to be shut down, or basically people, were not going to be able to download the app, and the app was going to be removed. This was going to become so. And again, what do you find on Parler? A lot of QAnon conspiracy theory stuff and a lot of other just absolutely mess and garbage. All right. But so this is going to, it's like they're coming after us, we're going to go after you kind of mentality. Now, in the midst of all of this, Twitter permanently suspends Michael Flynn and attorney Sidney Powell. Twitter says that they engaged in harmful activity related to QAnon. So then Twitter went after Michael Flynn and Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell's the attorney that supposedly had all of the so-called evidence that was going to prove without a shadow of a doubt that the election was stolen for Trump, right? She was out there promoting that theory, and she was promoting a lot of QAnon ideas. They were banned from Twitter. So this was all just happening like one after another. President Trump is gone. Now they're going after Parler. Now they've gone after Michael Flynn. Now they've gone after Sidney Powell. And then, let's see here. Then, I've got so many news stories here. Steve Bannon's War Room podcast. Steve Bannon's War Room podcast was removed from YouTube after his Giuliani interview. Steve Bannon's podcast has been removed from YouTube hours after Rudy Giuliani appeared and blamed the Trump riots on Democrats. So there more people. And again, if Giuliani and Steve Bannon, obviously conservative Giuliani had made some of the same kind of QAnon crazy claims, and he's banned. Right? Then you go on. Let's see here. Facebook bans pro-Trump walkaway group at social media turns up censorship crackdown. So then a pro-Trump group was banned from Facebook. That was at 8:18 p.m. All right. So all of this was just going on last night. My feelings are now there's some people out there, pro-Trump people, pro-QAnon people, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to look for content. They're going to flag it. And now, yes, I submitted an appeal. And my appeal was very straightforward. My appeal was this podcast episode simply was an analysis of an interview done with an author who had written a book about the QAnon conspiracy theory. There was no harassment. There was no bullying. I didn't name anyone. I didn't go after anyone. Yes. Did I speak against the QAnon conspiracy theory? Yes, I did. Am I opposed to the QAnon conspiracy theory? Yes, I am. Did I criticize it? Yes, I did. Do I believe the QAnon conspiracy theory is dangerous? Yes, I do. And here is my proof. Look at what happened in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol building. Thank you. That's pretty much was my reply. Now, I submitted the appeal. I have to wait and see. Hopefully, everything's restored. Hopefully, the warning is removed. And then hopefully we can move forward. But my fear is this. Now, anytime you speak out against things, if you don't support Trump, I've already witnessed that. Even amongst Christians, you don't support Trump, and the next thing you know, your email gets the comments and your email box gets filled up with people calling you a baby killer, a Satanist. You're not a Christian. You're not. You don't have the Holy Spirit. You're deceived by Satan because now your Christianity is determined by your support from Donald Trump, which is just proof of what I've been saying forever of the political hijacking of the church. But it appears what's going to happen now is this. There's going to be a crackdown. Obviously, Trump is gone. Trump is gone from Twitter. He's been banned. I think he's already been banned from Facebook. He's going to be banned from all social media accounts. And we could have a long discussion about that. He kept promoting a conspiracy theory that created this anger and this fear that the country was being stolen from people. And he kept telling we had to take a fight, we had to do something. And people took matters into their own hands. And so you can say that he did a lot to lead to what lead up to what happened at the Capitol building. All right. And so we could have a long discussion about him being banned from Twitter. I'm just going to restate my philosophy. I don't like anyone to be banned. I don't. I like everyone to have the freedom of speech. And here's the reason why. Well, let me rephrase that. I shouldn't say freedom of speech. I'll explain why in a minute. I like everyone to have freedom to express their points of views and their perspectives and their theories, even if I strongly disagree with them. Because if I take away their freedom, I'm ultimately taking away my freedom. Because who gets to determine which content is acceptable and which content isn't acceptable? Now, yes, if you can prove that someone's content leads to criminal activity and puts people's lives at risk and people are killed, then clearly that's not protected. Just like you cannot walk into a movie theater and scream fire and create a panic and people get hurt and you can't do that. So there's a limit. If your words are leading to people getting hurt and crazy things, then people are going to come after you. But I still don't like. There's everything in me. I like freedom. I love freedom. I love to express my views, and I want you to express your views, no matter how much I despise them, no matter how much I may hate them, because I want the ability to turn on this microphone and criticize your views and expose your views and show why your views are fraudulent and false. That's the way it has to work. We need more voices because if you start taking away voices, you have to determine who gets the power to take it away. Now, when it comes to social media platforms, it's their platform. I've always stated this. It's their platform. And if they give you rules and say, here's what you can do and here's what you can't do, if you want to be on their platform, you follow their rules. If you don't like their rules, then go start your own platform. I'll give a perfect example of this. Sermon Audio. To be on Sermon Audio, you have to sign a statement of faith that you believe these same things. There are rules. And guess what? If Sermon Audio, even if you don't violate that statement of faith, in other words, you don't go against that doctrinal position, they can still get rid of you. All right? Dr. Scott Johnson used to be on Sermon Audio. He promoted every known wild, crazy conspiracy theory you can think of back then. It was crazy conspiracy theories that the flu vaccine contained basically the mark of the beast and that you should not get the flu vaccine and just crazy stuff. Sermon Audio got rid of him. I think they gave him like 48 hours, 72 hours, like remove your content. Well, we're going to remove your content. So if you want your content, you better start downloading it right now. I think maybe it was a week. I don't remember how long they gave him. And he's gone. He's deleted. Now he has his own website now, and his podcast is available on podcast apps. But he got deleted from Sermon Audio. Where was the Christian outrage over that? They were like, no, Sermon Audio can determine whoever they want. It's Sermon Audio. If you want a sermon site, then you can put what you can go create yours. There's certain doctrinal positions you can't hold to and be on Sermon Audio. Now, Christians don't have a problem with that. But if you get on Twitter or Facebook and they say you can't post that, then we're like, persecution. I guarantee on Sermon Audio, an atheist can't have a program, that condemns Christianity and tries to expose all the flaws within Christianity. The atheist is not going to be on Sermon Audio. The Satanist, the Muslim, they're not. It's a Christian website, and they have doctrinal guidelines on who can be on Sermon Audio. Fine, it's their site. They can do what they want, right? Well, then Christians get upset when YouTube says, nope, that's too far, can't do that, can't post that. We're like, it's against us. Same with YouTube. YouTube can determine what content they want. They have guidelines, have community guidelines. You can't do this, you can't do that. You don't like it, you don't use it. All right. So I do understand that part of it. I do. And I understand that you can get into an argument about social media not being being a platform versus a publisher, and they have certain protections. And yes, all of that is we can get into a whole discussion about that. But my general feeling is I don't like censorship of any kind. I didn't like when Christians wanted to get certain music censored and certain music banned. And and when a movie comes out that they don't like, they want everyone to cancel their account. And let's make Netflix, let's hurt Netflix because they're showing movies we don't like. I hate that. We have this problem in our society right now, which is if I don't like your point of view, I want to silence your point of view. I don't like that. Now, I truly believe after, I watched what Trump said in the morning before the rioting took place at the Capitol building. He's got to be held responsible for his words. Over and over, he promoted a theory telling everyone that the election had been robbed without offering any proof, kept telling we got to fight. We got to stand against this. We got to show them. And well, I don't know when you've exhausted every legal option available to you and you're still telling your people to fight and you're still telling them the election was stolen and that you're never going to concede and we're never going to back down, you're building up to people taking matters into their own hands. So Twitter felt that his words were going to continue to incite more of this type of violence, and they decided to stop it. You can say, I don't believe it's fair, I don't believe it's right. Okay, but it's still their platform. So here's what there's a little bit of my philosophy. Here's what I think is happening. Let me just state it again, because I've already stated it once, but let me just try to make it as clear as I can. I believe what we're getting ready to see is we're just going to see backlash where everyone is trying to silence everyone. Hey, look, we're a part of QAnon. This is how a QAnon person will think. They keep trying to silence our people and ban our people and remove our people and flag our content. You know what? We'll go after their content. And well, I'm a target because I've been speaking against QAnon for years. I've been warning about QAnon, and so I am a target. And so they went after The latest. Now, if they started going through all of our other content, they're going to find other QAnon. They're going to find other QAnon episodes where I criticize and condemn their viewpoint. But we cannot live in a world like that where everyone's silencing everyone. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they put the episode right back on there, if it immediately gets flagged again. I don't know if that's going to continue. I don't know. I was supposed to do the QAnon deception part 2. I was supposed to do that, but do I even attempt to do that now? Now, it would still be placed on other podcasting platforms, which is more important. But if I do that, does it immediately get deleted from YouTube? Immediately gets flagged? If I do anything about QAnon today, does it get flagged? That's very, very frustrating. I think we're going to see a lot of fallout over the next, I think between now and the end of January, we're going to be in a very volatile situation. In fact, I think maybe even moving forward. I think I think the rest of 2021, maybe I should just go all out there and just say the rest of the year. I think it's going to be very volatile. And I think there's going to be a lot of attempts to silence a lot of different voices and a lot of different perspectives. And so, especially as the world turns more and more against Christianity, I think a lot of Christianity and a lot of Christian content is going to get flagged and is going to try to be silenced. And we're going to have to be on the lookout for that. So just, support. We've got to support one another, and we'll see. I'll keep you updated throughout the morning of what happens throughout the afternoon. I don't know how many hours I'm going to be here because, again, this is not the way I wanted to start my day. I needed to start my day by probably redoing my William Gurnall church history lesson where I can, pronounce the name of cities correctly. But the next thing you know, I've got to deal with a warning and content being removed from YouTube because I dared criticize QAnon and the entire conspiracy movement. And the next thing you know, you are in trouble. And I guess what makes me feel very vulnerable, I guess this is one of, and I'll end with this. I feel very vulnerable for this reason. My content definitely will tick off people in the world. No question about it. My content will also tick off people within Christianity. And definitely my content will tick off everyone involved in the conspiracy theory world. So how am I going to make it? Christians are going to get mad at me. And many of them will want me silenced. The conspiracy world is going to want me silenced. And the world will want me silenced whenever I speak about certain moral issues that's going to tick off people in the world. So, I'll put it this way. I think right now all we can do is we can't change what's going to happen. I can't change what the rules are going to be and where our content is and isn't going to be made available. All I'm going to be able to do is turn on the microphone and just speak. And that's what I'm going to do until they drag this microphone away from me, until they take me off the internet. I'm just going to speak and try to expose error, try to speak truth, and try to help all of us together just walk through this life. And I keep saying that we're going to do Bible study together. I'm not doing it for you. We're going to do it together. That's the way I'm going to record. We're going to do theology together, and we're just going to walk through this life together, and we'll see how it all plays out. The next 2021 is going to be a very interesting year, and we'll see if this is a new strategy that a lot of people are going to adopt. Because I think now it's a war. It's a war. And when I say a war, I'm not talking a physical war like fight. Well, I mean, the Capitol building, you had actual physical assault. But I'm saying it's going to be a war on people's content. That's what I meant. I've got to make sure I clarify that. There's a war on people's content. And it's like, oh, we're going to silence your people. Well, we'll silence your people. We're going to flag your content. We'll flag your content. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, last night was crazy. Trump, the president of the United States, was banned from Twitter and Facebook Pro-Trump groups were banned from Facebook. A podcast episode was removed that featured Rudy Giuliani. Gone. Parler is about to be just removed from app stores. So that's going to remove the alternative. You know, if Parler was where you wanted to go, that's about to be removed. This I don't want to use hyperbole, but this is just a really weird and dangerous situation that is building. How it plays out, hopefully tensions will lessen and we can get back to normal, but it's something we definitely need to be on the lookout for. You can give me your thoughts by emailing me at newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. That's newsif@yahoo.com. You can comment on YouTube. That's if we're still on YouTube. Now, I know they're going to lift the warning. We'll see if more content gets flagged, because if it does, it's going to turn into a very frustrating situation. But we will wait and see. That's the latest, and I'll keep you informed. So I'll be back on the air. We'll try to figure out what we're going to do today and what content I can produce that will be beneficial. So, all right, there you have it. Everyone have a great day. God bless.